Hello Aries, welcome to April 2018. Happy birthday. And it's not just your birthday, even though we love to celebrate you. It is the beginning of a whole new 12-month cycle. We come back to 0 degrees and we get to start fresh. So this is an exciting time, not just for you, but for everybody. And you have so many beautiful things going on. Before I get into it, quick announcement, I'm not going to be doing private readings this month. I can already feel the effects of Mercury retrograde. I swear I started this recording like 12 times already. So hopefully I can make it through this time. I just need a break. Pisces season kind of kicked my butt. So I just need some time. However, if you need like an emergency reading, I will have that option available with what it will include and how long you can expect for delivery. I will have that on my site. So just FYI. Also, comprehensives available just like last month as well, okay? Aries, you have so many amazing things going on. There's so much manifestation happening right before your eyes, and I really hope you can see it. You know, sometimes the good stuff can feel uncomfortable, you know, where you have all these good things and all these reasons to be very excited. And all the things that you've had this, you know, you've set your vibrations, you've set the motions, and then sometimes it's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm manifesting all this stuff, and then you can kind of pull back. So there may be a tendency to do that. Be careful not to be distrustful of the people that you know really support you. You know, we have Mars entering Capricorn, we have Venus entering Taurus, so there's all this focus on career and money. There's also, again, the Mercury retrograde in your sign, which is going to really allow us to say what we need to say and get the stuff off our chest that needs to just like go. Because not only is the beginning of a 12-month cycle, we have a new moon in Pisces on the 31st. When is it? Oh yeah, on the 17th, which is this Saturday. Full moon in Libra on the 31st. A lot of focus on relationships with that too, but we're also going to be having Chiron entering into your sign late April 17th. So Chiron entering in your sign is going to have this healing effect, but it's going to heal through exposing wounds, right? That's what Chiron is. It exposes things. And it makes us feel vulnerable. So it's important to keep the momentum going. And so when this Chiron transit occurs, we don't have to like slam on the brakes. Keep it going. Lean on the people that love you. Allow the people to support you, okay? Because I think everyone wants to. Everyone is wanting to celebrate you and what you have going on, okay? So some pretty good energies for you guys. I will put in the description a little bit more about the comprehensive in case you're interested there. So I'm going to go ahead and leave you with that. Thank you so much, Aries. Happy birthday, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Hello, Aries. Okay, so I just got back from a drive. I sat down this morning and I was trying to pull cards, and I was like, I tried your reading like 3 different times, and I could not get the words out. And I was like, oh my gosh, I need to get my energy up. I think Aries really needs a high energy reading this month, now more so than ever before. And I was like, okay, well, let me just try it one more time. So I pulled out this card and I immediately turned off the camera. I was like, okay, I need to get it out of the house. So I went for a little drive, and I was listening to some of my favorite songs. Like I love Jess Glynn and the Chainsmokers and Bruno Mars and stuff that is really upbeat and has a more positive tones to it. And then this song came on, had my playlist on shuffle, and it was a Tiesto song, and it was called The Feeling, and it's from his A Town Called Paradise album, which I don't know if you guys know that, but I live in Las Vegas, and that album came out when he kind of started his residency in Vegas at The Joint, which was right by my apartment at the time. And I used to go see him like every month when he would come, and it was like the best thing ever. He started off at The Joint and then went to, I think it was Hakkasan at the MGM. But most of Las Vegas actually is not located in the city of Las Vegas, but rather the town called Paradise. And I don't know why it hit me as such an Aries song, because it's not one of his more famous ones, but it packs a punch. And immediately, as soon as that song started, I was like, that's the Five of Wands. Like this really punchy energy that's not mean, it's not offensive, but it's aggressive, okay? And with the Mercury retrograde and Venus in your sign, you are going to have a lot of energy. You're going to have a lot of people really needing your focus. And coming out of this Pisces season, which was like, oh, like such, for me, I don't know about you guys, but I suspect for you guys, because you've got Pisces in your 12th house, but like such a drag, you know, the Neptune and Chiron there, a lot of the personality planets coming in, or the inner planets coming in over those. And it was like falling and getting sucked into a whirlpool and not being able to really get out. And now we're finally finding our way out of it. Pisces energy can be so deep, you know, and Chiron is very deep, and it forces us to really deal with stuff. And you've dealt with it, and now it's time to just take what you've learned and to move forward. Everyone is going to be feeling like this. Everybody. We're all going to be feeling excited, enthusiastic. We're all going to feel this like, let's go attack life by the horns, like, or let's go grab life by the horns. And we control our life. Life doesn't control us. And you're no exception to that. We are all going to be in this very hyper mode, okay? Very hyper. And while some of the signs are going through deep stuff because of some of the major planet transits and Capricorn and stuff like that, but now is a time to focus on material progress. It's time to focus on relationships that actually work. And if you're in a high quality relationship, it's about taking that relationship and deepening that connection and making further commitments and being more future focused. Okay. So Five of Wands, like I said, packing a punch. It's so good for an Aries reading. And that song, I actually ended up putting it on repeat because it was just like, it just really spoke to me. And it's not like an inspirational song or anything. It's just like a club song, you know, but it just really had the energy that I was really looking for you guys. Reminds me of the days when I used to go, I don't do drugs or drink that much, but I loved going to the clubs when I was younger and just dancing till like 3 a.m., right? Loved, loved, loved dancing. And when you're younger and you go do that kind of stuff, like, do you remember how that energy felt? Like there was nothing that could really bring you down. And for me, it was never about being with all the people, but rather more the energy of the room, you know? And getting all dressed up and looking really good and being with your friends and just like getting sucked into the music and sucked into the happiness. And, you know, when you move your body that way, there's that, you know, dancing is a very spiritual act, right? And I talk about spiritual acts all the time. And so I think that you're going to need to find something like that. Like your body's going to be anxious. You're going to need to move your body a lot. You're going to need to move, work out, exercise, you know, get that energy, because you're going to have a buildup of it, or you have a buildup of it. So you got to get rid of it. Okay. Now, see, High Priestess in the reversal, something is going to be bubbling up. You know, whenever she comes out reversed, I'm like, oh, Aries is not going to be able to keep some secret in. Mercury retrograde is all going to just be like, blech, kind of just falling out of your mouth. And that's why, again, packing a punch. Be careful how you say things, because sometimes this is very pent up. It can be very repressed. During Mercury retrogrades, we often hear from our ex-boyfriends and ex-girlfriends. We often hear from long-lost friends. We often hear from people we don't want to really hear from. And so to be more diplomatic, right? Because just for the sake of peace more than anything. And if you have something to get off your chest, now is actually a really good time. I don't normally recommend that, but now is actually a really good time for that, because you're being called. When it bubbles up like that, it's because it needs to come out. It's the universe's way of finding equilibrium. The universe doesn't like things to be suppressed, and it always will force things to the surface. Always, always, always. Let's see what else comes out. You're going to be hearing from people. There's no doubt in my mind. No doubt. See, Ace of Cups. There's new passion in multiple areas. This can be very spiritual as well. Spiritual fulfillment. Feeling really at peace with what you're doing. You know, because in the beginning of the year, you set so many things in motion. Like, you're the one that had all the energy. You're the only one. The Aries readings, it was like, go, go, go. And now you're starting to see the fruits of your labor, hopefully. Hopefully a lot of you are starting to see that. And you're starting to manifest quality relationships, ones that have the potential to actually really last. And you're deepening your existing commitments. And you're finding new spiritual outlets. See, like how I was talking about the dancing, moving your body. Things that put you in touch with yourself in a very different kind of way. You are an attractive force right now because we have Venus in your sign. So people are being drawn to you. They want to connect with you. There's a lot of attention on you. And I think from all the efforts from the beginning of the year, you're going to start seeing the opportunities come through. You're going to start getting the phone calls. You're going to start getting the emails. You're going to start, even if it's something simple, you know, it doesn't have to be this big, huge thing. It's just, like, it's not even going to be a surprise. I'm pretty sure these are things that you're actually expecting, you know? And if you do hear from like an ex, you know, again, I think you'll even be expecting that. Your intuition has probably gone through a lot of growth over the, most likely through Pisces season. Your intuition, you became more in tune with that. And so it's almost as though the hairs on the back of your neck will stand up, and then, you know, later on in the day, you'll get that phone call from that person kind of thing. Like, you're going to be very in tune with it. So it's not going to really be a surprise. Changes, look. For so long, this death card has come out as being this deep, you know, Plutonian, Scorpio, deep within, you know, dark transformation. For you guys, no. This is the change that's occurring on the outside world because of all the internal stuff you've already been through. And I would say it's about time, right? It's really about time. The relationships that you have are beginning to reflect the changes that have gone through. Your financial situation's beginning to reflect the changes from all the stuff you started, the wheels you put in motion earlier this year. It's slow. It's not overnight. Death is always slow. But for the first time, I think you're really in tune with your actual power. You're in tune with what you're actually really capable of. And I want you to be sure to give yourself credit for all the good things in your life. And if you have some crappy stuff in your life still, it's time for you to start accepting responsibility for your contribution to that. Your contribution is often simply the allowance of those things, okay? So when that person comes back, or when you hear from someone that you don't want to hear from, that's going to kind of put you in this edgy place, this Five of Wands place, you know, you can choose to not allow that and avoid this entirely. See, this, I even pulled this out in my weekly bump. I do weekly readings for the collective consciousness. And this one came out this week. And it was the high road, kind of was the theme of this card. Taking the high road, not basing yourself, you know, like pulling yourself down. Because it's easy to get sucked into people's drama, especially when we're all kind of feeling this edginess. Not a lot of signs. Well, well, no, I'm not going to say that, but like, this is you completely detaching, right? This is a very detached king. It's the sign of Aquarius and doesn't necessarily get emotional about stuff. Now, he has emotions, certainly, but he doesn't rule his decisions based on emotions. And I see that that's the way that you're kind of operating this month. Logical, diplomatic, a lot of motion. You're doing a lot of stuff. And so you kind of have to be this cool energy. You are fire. You're a lot of fire. You are Mars. Okay, there's a lot there to contend with. So when you take this cool energy, it benefits you in many ways. It allows you to avoid a lot of things. It allows you to make the best decisions. And even this king is very, very in tune with his intuition. Really follows his gut. Does what's right. Okay? Does what's right. And there's a lot at stake now. All the things that have begun to sort of formulate, all the things that you've manifested, the positive things, the good things, like there's a lot at stake. You don't want to lose those positive things. You don't want to lose that amazing new relationship that's begun. You don't want to lose the momentum of all this business growth, of this financial growth, the momentum that you have within your office for that promotion that you want, with your education. You know, you don't want to lose the momentum. Keep it going. All right? And if people come in and try to hinder you in any way, shape, or form, I'm going to be clarifying this and this, especially in the comprehensive reading. Same thing that happened last month, right? Clarifying all of these as well as the High Priestess. Because I think that this is kind of not only an external struggle with other people, but there's an internal struggle as well for you to like really keep that stuff going. Well, okay, and the moon. Yeah, there's no doubt about it that we are still in this kind of confused place. But the moon is also very magical. And sometimes we surprise ourselves. We surprise ourselves with what we're actually really capable of and how quickly we can actually manifest things. I think I talked about this a couple months ago in one of the Libra readings. You know, I was having dinner with a girlfriend of mine. She's a Pisces, and she was telling me of this activity that she saw on YouTube. There's this woman named Teal Swan. I think she does like inspirational videos and spiritual videos or whatever. I've only watched a couple of her videos. I really liked them from what I saw. But there was this one that she told me about. It was like a test. The test to see how capable you are of manifesting things. And the exercise was to pick something random. Something that's not really a part of your life. And see if you can manifest that in some way. So my friend said that she was going to pick a midnight blue raven. Something random. They don't fly around here. Like, who's going to post a picture of that on Facebook? You know, whatever. Something completely out of the ordinary. And she just focused on that. And just kind of thought about it throughout the day and said out loud, you know, I want to manifest a midnight blue raven, da 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 da. And she's like, within 24 hours, someone had posted a picture of a midnight blue raven on Facebook. She's like, I couldn't believe it, how quickly that it happened. And then she tried it again with something else, some other animal. And I was like, really? That's fascinating. So I tried it. And I said, okay, well, what's something that I don't really see a lot or I don't come in contact with or whatever? So I picked a cathedral. And there's nothing like that here in Vegas, right? So, okay, let's see what happens. So I thought about it. And less than 24 hours later, I was in the office and I was addressing some envelopes. and 2 of the addresses had the word cathedral in them. And it wasn't really exactly how I expected to manifest a cathedral, right? I was thinking more an image or seeing a book or something like that. But still, it's weird how quickly it really happens. And those things that we so often write off as being just a coincidence, it's not a coincidence. And that's the thing with the law of attraction that sometimes we get confused by, is because there's not like a very scientifically concrete direct correlation. But the magic that I'm talking about here, that's what I mean. The magically manifesting a cathedral by writing envelopes. Was it the way that I was expecting? No, but it still happened, you know, kind of thing. And so you're going to start seeing these little magical things really unfold. You don't really know how it's going to work. You don't really know how it's going to happen. But if you're focusing on positivity, you're focused on good things, you're focused on clearing out energy as indicated with the High Priestess, you're focused on taking the high road, not participating here in this, but detaching from the heated personalities that are certainly all around you, this is going to come to fruition, and like you're not even going to be able to really believe it. And 3 and 4 months down the road, you're going to look back to your birthday time, your solar return, and you're going to think, wow, that really happened. That really worked. Now, the 2 of Pentacles is coming in and indicates balance. Yes, of course, balance, and also really keeping things going, keeping the machine, keeping the efficiency going. You have to have some structure in your life this month. You have to have something that is predictable, that is reliable, you know? And so keeping the routine will be really good for you because, like I mentioned before, a lot of attention on you. You're going to be very magnetic this month. You are going to experience a lot of people wanting and needing a lot of things from you. We are all coming out of this Pisces quality, and we are just like race horses after the starting pistol, right? So much energy, so much attack on life. We're all packing a punch, really. We all are. Okay. You know what else with the 2 of Pentacles that I always say? 2 of Pentacles requires and almost demands authenticity. Being very, very true to who you are. King of Swords makes no excuses. No excuses for the King of Swords, okay? He just says, this is me, and if you don't like it, that's fine. You can just not like it. No excuses. See, she came out before for you guys too. There's an element of diplomacy. Someone really does want you. You know, they are reaching out to you, but very quietly. They are there for you. They are supportive of you. If you're in a romantic relationship, this would correlate with your partner. If you're totally single or if you're just dating, this is also likely a colleague or a friend. Someone with whom you get along so well. And in some weird way is like a very quiet cheerleader where they're not the most outgoing. They're not the most loud. They are just behind the scenes, but present and visible enough so that if you need to look over your shoulder, you will see them. Now, interestingly, right, because you guys are kind of knighting one another here, like a chess knight position. She's looking towards you. And in between you, there's the 5 of Wands. So within this connection, there could be some squabble. There could be some opinions on their part being projected onto you, but please know that if someone is trying to like tell you something, it's not for the sake of control. It's not because they really think that they know best. It's because they actually really truly want to help you. And you might be a little bit stubborn here this month, okay, with the King of Swords. It's a fixed quality, okay? And you might not really be feeling it. And because you are seeing all the things that you have been manifesting, you're like, no, I got this. I'm totally in control. I think they have beneficial advice for you because they really, really do want to see this stuff come in for you. But it just might come across, because of the Mercury retrograde, it might come across as antagonistic or judgmental or critical or whatever. It's not truly their intention, okay? She's upright, you're upright. You guys are both good, high quality people. And it might be worth it to just listen. You don't have to implement any advice right away. You can just listen and just kind of wait and see what happens. Mercury retrograde, it's always a very good, just kind of general rule of thumb to not make major decisions, to not do anything huge, you know, and we can kind of feel that drive. Okay. Page of Pentacles. Let me actually pull out the last 3 cards. Page of Pentacles I often see as being interesting. I often see as being a delay in some kind of an offering, or someone not really telling you what you want to hear. Now, this could even be you not really participating, or like there's more of directionality, them toward you versus you toward them. So right now, like I said, the attention is on you. So they're going to be the ones directing their energy towards you, but you probably won't really be doing much for them. And I think that's okay, because that's just temporary. It's not really that big a deal. But because there's this confusion, again, I'll clarify both of these with the comprehensive, because there's this confusion here, or this weirdness with the moon, and there is kind of that unforeseeable outcome, you might be, I'm getting an annoyed vibe, okay? It's fine, just be annoyed, but don't take it out on them. I don't see that you do. Totally cool energies here in spite of the heat in the middle of the reading. It's fine. There could just be a little bit of additional space between the two of you. And that's fine, okay? Just take that space. They might come off a little bit on the grasping side, like they're trying to grasp your attention. It's not going to be annoying forever, okay? Now, 3 of Swords. It's all part of the death process, the High Priestess reverse, the moon. It's the loss that needed to occur. For some of you, it is a breakup with someone that wasn't high quality enough for you. For some of you, it is a change in career direction. For others of you, it was having to go through a period of scarcity in order to attain the ultimate in prosperity. You know, it's the two extremes. Sometimes you have to be here in order to be here, because you have to understand what this even is. So a lot of you are on the right track toward ultimate manifestation of whatever it is you're trying to manifest. And it did require loss, and it does require some kind of rejection. Someone rejecting you in the past, or you rejecting someone else in the past. It was a necessary evil in order for you to understand and appreciate where you're headed. Okay, so I'm going to be clarifying, like I said, a lot of these in the comprehensive. So I hope to see you guys there. I wish you nothing but the best this month. I think it'll be a good one for you. All right, thanks so much. Take care.